Hey, what is going on, guys? Today what I've got for you is a review of the rack that I've been using for the last 6 or 7 months by Goimu. So if you're looking for an affordable rack, trying to save some money but also want to get some results, stay tuned. That's what's coming up. All right, so like I said, we're going to be doing a review today of the Goimu cage that I purchased. I purchased the cage back in August. So this review is not going to be an all-encompassing review of everything that the rack does, because that would take me a long time. I'm just going to go over the things that I've used it for, the things that has worked well for me, and then you can kind of take it from there. So this isn't going to be a super long video. It'll just kind of touch on all the things that I've used it for. That way, if you're looking to use it for some of those things, you'll know that it'll work for you as well. So the first thing, I use it a lot for my bench pressing, any of my bench pressing, all my squatting, all those things I use. So you've got the J hooks, and they're all pretty nice. I've racked up to 350 pounds on the rack, and I've been able to slam it down on those J hooks, and there aren't any problems. And then the safety hooks, they're big and beefy and bulky, so you're not gonna have to worry about those feeling like they're cheap or chintzy. So for the majority of my type of pressing, I've been able to use these. You can see that I even got one of their barbells. But if you have read online that it's not good for like a 7-foot barbell, I've seen a couple reviews, that's just nonsense. It fits a 7-foot barbell just fine. It's wide, but it fits it just like it's supposed to. You only got a few inches on either side. So it'll work for a full-size Olympic barbell if you've got one. So if you've seen a review that said that, don't worry about that. The main thing that I have used this cage for, though, are a lot of my rows. So cable rows, lat pull downs, things like that. And so the row functionality has been probably my most used feature of the rack. So I kind of will just talk about that a lot, because that's the thing that I've used it the most for. So now, first of all, if you're going to use this and you want to do the low row, which is, just your standard row, you have to sit on the ground. Is the only way that I've found to be able to do it. So it's possible, but what I have to do to be able to use it myself is I've got to use these 10-pound weights, and I've got to put those at the places that are made for your feet, so that it gives me the ability to get the stretch in. Because if I do that, I can stretch clear down here. If not, my feet are right where the cable pulls out, and I don't have a lot of room to stretch. So that's the first thing that I've had to make an adjustment on when I want to be able to do it for my rows. Now for the lat pull downs, you can sit on the floor, which is what I have been doing, but you could also sit on your bench. But the reason that I sit on the floor is because I take this old strap that I've got from the Bowflex there, and I kind of run it across both pegs. And as it's ran across both pegs, I'll pull the weight down, and then I'll slip my legs underneath this here, and then I'm able to do all of my rows that way. So that is one of the main features and one of the things that I've used it for the most. Now, as far as weight's concerned, I've had over 200 pounds on the pulley system and haven't had any issues. I've also seen some reviews where it's showing that this up here is bending. I don't know how this could be bending if you put it together right. So if you're watching this and you're reading some of the reviews that's showing this piece up here at the top, and it's talking about that they installed it and it bent, the only way that it could have bent is if they had put it together wrong, because it's impossible for this piece to bend where that's at. So some of those reviews, I just want to touch on some of those things that I'd kind of seen that I thought were silly. Now you also get some safety bars that are able to go in here. That way when you're doing any of your type squats, if you want to do the squats on the inside of the cage, you can set the safety bars and they're going to catch the weight. I've had to use those a few times, along with these a few times, when going to failure when I was on my own. So it's worked pretty well for that. Now the pegs that you have here on the side, I've been very strong as far as holding the weights concerned. I wasn't sure how they would do, but I could put 100 pounds or so on each one of those so far. I haven't had an issue. And I use one side with the 2-inch adapters that they come with that hold just the plates, the 2-inch holes. But on this side, I left it for the 1-inch holes. That way I've got a place to put some of my 1-inch hole plates. Now, again, on the pulley system, it comes with the adapters that you can put those 2-inch sleeves over the ends, but I just tend to leave it with the 1-inch hole so I can slide any of my weights on whenever I kind of feel like it. Now, each one of the sides here, there's a hook where you can hang stuff, which has been helpful to be able to keep stuff off the floor. So you've got those hooks. It's going to come with some different attachments for you. So it's going to come with your wide pull bar here to do all your rows wide. It's going to come with this one. And then it's also going to come with one of these. Now, I'm going to be honest, I didn't like the attachments that it came with originally, because I'm particular. And I wanted a certain attachments and I wanted them to be a certain way. I needed one of these. So I had to pick up a kit that had one of these attachments down for the low row because I needed something that could go in between my feet. When you get doing this, you'll see that it's hard to kind of, on the way that it is, it's hard if the bar is wider and your feet are apart, it wants to hit your toes. So this has been great. And then I also wanted one that rotated. The one that comes doesn't rotate, so this one rotated. So it makes it a little bit easier than being just a solid piece of metal with something that doesn't spin. I bought one that spins. But you also get the rope attachment with the rack when it comes. You get one of the rope attachments. So it was okay. I use it sometimes for my tri-step extensions, but I haven't used it that often. I've mainly used the ones that I've purchased. And the other thing that it'll do, the things that I really liked a lot about it, and it's just kind of an obvious thing that it does, but it's got the bars for your dips. And I've really liked having, these. Makes it easy to do your dips. You can kind of get right up in and do those. And you can see that the cage is pretty sturdy. And then also, move these back out of the way. The other thing that I've liked is having easy access to doing pull-ups. So you can get out here wide, you can get on the inside, even in closer, whichever way you like, but it's pretty sturdy. You can see it's not too shaky, it's not too rigid. You hear the pieces clanging, but in itself, it's a nice piece. Now, I've been using it consistently 4 or 5 days for the last 6 months or more. It's got a lot of abuse, it's taken a lot of beatings, and there really isn't anything up to the point that I'm at now that's been broken or that's been damaged, anything that's worn out. It even comes with, I haven't used this one that often, but it comes with one of these that you can pin to the bottom. You can put your barbell in, which you probably know what this is, and then you can do any of your type of work that you would do with one of those, and you can even do a T-bar row, so it goes on the end of your barbell, just like this, and then it lets you be able to do T-bar rows. So it came with a lot of cool, it comes with this attachment, it came with a lot of cool attachments. It's got a lot of functionality, and for the price of just a little over $300, which is what I got it for on Amazon, and it should still be that price now, it is a very, very valuable piece of equipment. The joints where everything comes together are bolted, and at first I wasn't sure how I would feel about them being bolted together, but they've got gusset plates that you put on the corners that make them strong, and then up underneath the bottoms they've got some different plating that doesn't allow the metal tubing to smash, so you can really tighten it up, and the joints are actually fairly tight. So I was really surprised, and I was really happy with the quality of even what it was like when it came together, just being a bolt together piece. That was my one concern, and after putting it together and using it for all this time, it's really not a concern at all. So really for me, that's my main use. Those are the main uses that I've had for it over the last 6 months. It's really done well for me, being able to change my physique and change my body. So if you were looking for a rack, and you're looking for a rack that's cost effective, but also will give you results if you put the work in, this rack will do that. So I highly, highly recommend this rack. There are going to be things that are more expensive out there. You can choose to spend your money, but the cost of the equipment doesn't get you better results as long as it works. And this works very well. I'm the proof of at least that you can take this piece of equipment, you can put in the work, and you can get the results. So I'll put some pictures up, to kind of show you what that looks like, what my transformations look like. But I have used this rack and used the crap out of the rack, and it's held up, and it's still working just fine. So thank you for watching. If you got anything out of this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel, because I've got some more videos that'll be coming out soon. I got a review on the barbell that I just showed you there. Also, I've got a new rack that's coming that is not just the single pulley option, but it's going to have the cables on both the front posts here. So I've got a new rack that's going to be coming. I'm going to do a review on that, as well as a new bench that's coming, all from the Goimu company. So if you're looking to pick up any type of equipment and you're on Amazon looking around, know that the company itself makes good quality products. But subscribe to the channel and check back, because I've got some review videos coming out for those things too. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.